So what I'm referring to all of you here locally as Epstein's partners in crime, Epstein and Maxwell's partners in crime, it's kind of looking like that's exactly the case. I'm seeing multiple videos that indicate Epstein isn't dead, which I never doubted that he was dead because his brother was doing interviews about how he had to go ID the body. And I guess they did some sort of independent autopsy, and then he talked about some medical examiner that said that there was bones broken that's consistent with being strangled or asphyxiation. I'm not sure what the clinical slip was for the term, but so I guess Mark Epstein doesn't know what his brother looks like, really. Or they did plastic surgery on a cadaver to make it look like a lot like his brother. And then the cadaver was somebody who had been strangled. And they put all that out there as part of the cover-up to generate clicks for the conspiracy theorists. Which makes sense because their ultimate goal was to convince everybody that he was dead, to distract from the fact that they, I guess, put him in a medical wheelchair and then in the back of a van and then on a boat or a plane to Israel, probably down through Mexico somewhere. And since it's Homeland Security and the Goldwaters and Pipers involved, that means they was probably ICE agents or Border Patrol that picked him up in the first place and got him. Who else could easily get him across the border in Mexico and then get him, make sure he had fake IDs before he went across the border and then catch a plane out of Mexico City to Israel or wherever. All he's got to do is let his hair grow out, dye it, grow a beard and a mustache. Hell, he could even be dressing like a kosher Jew, and nobody would ever expect that from Jeff Epstein. So, anyway, all you boneheads here in Vermont, including these idiotic PIs that are taking bupkas like peanuts, like enough money to buy barely a pack of cigarettes from people who have access to trillions of dollars. And you're accepting bullshit to fuck with me, steal my boots, steal petty little items that I need to be able to sleep in sub-zero temps. Never mind, they were paying Kinnear thousands of dollars, I'm pretty sure. As well as registered sex offender Daryl Galloway. He had lots of money at his disposal. Several others are getting very nice apartments for less than $100 a month, probably through Burlington Housing Trust and Burlington Housing Authority, which, based on what I've seen, the lady who runs the pods for Burlington Housing Trust is basically Kevin Pounds and Heather Bush. Who all's involved? I don't know. There may just be a few moles here and there. I would imagine that there are probably plenty of people who were threatened into participating into this crap, especially when you have corrupt police chiefs and DHS, Homeland Security Protective Services, that at BPD. Plus, McAfee's clearly involved. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been referred to her by both Sarah George's victims advocates and the mayor. The guy down at the library, he's under investigation too. So when they're referring me to you, that means you're a suspect. So I don't know if McAfee's an actual licensed peace officer to be afraid. Now, I would be afraid of licensed peace officers because they can pull you over, put a gun in your head, and set the car on fire and call it a driving accident. But just a regular domestic violence counselor, if they're not licensed peace officers, there's not much to be afraid of. And maybe there's plenty of people that have rolled on her. I'm sure there's a whole lot of people cooperating with the independent investigations by Chittenden County, Vermont, and New York, and that's all cooperating with Hochul's independent investigation. And they've rolled on the people that they know for a fact are probably involved, like McAfee, and then they need me to email her or call her so they can witness her shit to bed in real time. I may do that today. I have to take the bus into town. I got to go print up the paperwork for filing a complaint against Judge Shafritz. I had copies of all that at my camp. I got to go get new P.O. box keys. And I will go through my Google Photos. And it should go back quite a ways. I should be able to. It's going to take me a while to find the photo of McAfee's business card, but I've got it. And if I can't find it, I'm going to have to go. I looked online. I don't know why it's not available online. But my point of this is, you fuck with me, if you obstruct this investigation and help these motherfuckers fuck with me, whether you're one of their idiotic PI snitches, whether you're an actual police officer or a police staff or staff at any of these charities, you're in the Epstein files. You will be exposed as being part of that whole cabal, child and sex trafficking and drug trafficking cabal. I mean, you create laws that makes it really easy to take children away from their parents. And you create circumstances that makes it real hard for parents to make a living and raise their kids without joining your criminal organization. If anybody wants to have a good job, a good car, have a family, and a good piece of property, they either join your criminal organization and participate in the frauds, or they end up like me. And it's not lost on me how they're highlighting how Kathy Rumler was acting as an attorney for Epstein, but never actually went on the record in any court filings, but then still claimed attorney-client privilege, like Chad's doing, like Ed McMahon is doing. Or excuse me, yeah, Ed McMahon Esquire, and all these other local attorneys. Which includes judges, Hoare, Shafritz, and whoever the other one was. I don't know that Shafritz and the other one that signed off on that restraining order for Autumn Caton, but there's no fucking way she had any evidence that I stalked her, because she came up on me. She made sure, and I never gave her any gifts. She gave me gifts. She bought me food. She's the one that buttered me up. And I'm going to make sure I list all of that in the complaint against the 3 judges. And my restraining order. And I'll CC that over to McAfee. It's going to go to a whole lot of people, but she's not going to be able to say she didn't know. She's either going to do her fucking job and make a referral over to Sarah George, or she's not. She can be in the Epstein files if she doesn't. And that goes for pretty much most of you. That goes for Steps. That goes for everybody who acknowledges, yeah, you're being murdered.